We are less than 12 hours away from the start of Hawaii's first death sentencing phase. Good evening, I'm Kenny Choi.
And I'm Yunji Denise. But could a timely ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court now help a convicted murderer? KITV4's Brenton Noah is standing by with tonight's top story. Brenton.
Yunji, just last week, a jury found that Naeem Williams qualifies for the death penalty. His sentencing starts tomorrow, but an expert we spoke with said the ruling should prompt a redo of last week's death eligibility phase of the trial. Naeem Williams is already convicted of murdering his 5-year-old daughter, Talia. The former Schofield soldier is now waiting to see whether or not he'll be sentenced to death for the crime. But today, a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court could help spare his life. The High Court ruled states cannot rely on IQ tests alone to determine whether a death row inmate is eligible for execution.
There should be, I think, a much more broad introduction of evidence, childhood, whether or not he has any kind of disabilities, whether or not he had problems in school, is all relevant now because the Supreme Court is saying, in effect, don't make mistakes.
In the past, inmates with IQ scores above 70 would not be able to claim intellectual disability. That's because a score of 70 is widely accepted as a marker of mental impairment, but medical professionals say people who score as high as 75 can still be considered intellectually disabled due to the margin of error. Naeem Williams scored a 77.
The standard deviation, that is how much error there can be in an IQ test, is at least 5 points, so he could have been as low as 72.
Williamson Chang believes the federal judge in this case should reopen the death eligibility phase that wrapped up last Friday to make sure the decision doesn't get overturned later in a higher court.
In a state like this, I think you want to err on the side which is safest, because what the Supreme Court was really saying is the execution of a mentally retarded person is not an indication of a decent, civilized society.
Again, the next phase of Naeem Williams' trial is for sentencing. That starts in federal court tomorrow. Back to you.